You replay that moment over and over. It's the deadest hour of the night. That last conversation, that wrong investment, the crash, or the day you walked out that door and never looked back. Right now, holding the cold knowledge of the outcome, you are staring at your past self and you're angry. No, angry doesn't cover it. You feel disgust. How could you have been so blind? The signs were there. Everything was so obvious. How did you miss that shift in their eyes? How did you not hear the threat buried in that sentence? When the road clearly ended in a cliff, why didn't you turn the wheel? You whisper to yourself, I knew it. I knew this would happen. No, you didn't. That unbearable regret you feel right now, it is the cruelest illusion your mind plays on you. Once the fog of the past lifts, everything looks clear. But the clarity is fake. It's a trap set by memory. You are unfairly loading the wisdom you have today onto a vulnerable, unaware version of yourself from yesterday. It's like stepping into a time machine, handing your old self the script and screaming, why didn't you memorize your lines? You are in pain because you are reading the story backward. And every story read backward feels inevitable. But when you were inside that moment, it wasn't inevitable. Inside that moment, there was only noise, uncertainty. You walked where your compass pointed, because at that time, it was the only direction that made sense. The mind hates gaps. It is terrified of chaos, of randomness, of the wild, uncontrollable sprawl of life. So, when disaster strikes, the brain immediately steps in and builds a narrative. It connects the dots. Why do you do this? Why inflict this torture on yourself? Because the alternative is far more terrifying. If you believe you could have seen the signs, that you could have stopped the crash, you get to keep the illusion of control. Saying it's my fault, saying I was stupid, is actually a defense mechanism. Because if the mistake was yours, you can fix it next time. You remain in power. But to accept this, I did the best I could, and I still lost. That is true terror, because that means admitting life is outside your command. It means feeling the cold breath of randomness on the back of your neck. The human mind prefers guilt over helplessness. There is power in guilt. You are the villain. In helplessness, there is only nothingness. To avoid staring into that void, you sit in the judge's seat and sentence your innocent past self to death. Remember the moment you made that choice. You didn't have the outcome. Remember the fear, the hope, the confusion. That was the reality. That version of you, exhausted, limited, blind, made the only choice they could. What you now call signs were just background noise. It's like watching a movie for the second time. You spot the killer in the first scene and say, how did I miss that? You didn't miss it. The story hadn't been written yet. You are judging the character in the opening scene with the eyes of someone who has seen the credits roll. That isn't fair. That isn't merciful. History is written by the victors, they say. Personal history is written by the present, and the present is arrogant. It bends the past to serve today. It shaves away the doubt, leaving behind a carved statue that says, I told you so. I had a feeling, you say. I sensed it. Did you? Or was it just one of 100 anxieties, the only one that happened to come true while you forgot the 99 that didn't? Your mind counts the arrows that hit and ignores the ones that missed. You validate your own prophecies only after the dust has settled. This torture paralyzes your future. If you judge your past decisions with today's data, you will become terrified of making new ones. You will freeze, asking, "What if I'm missing something again?" You are. You always will be. There will always be things you cannot see. And you don't need to. You are not a god. You are just a human walking down a foggy road where time moves in only one direction. You can see ahead, but only a few steps. When you look back, the road seems clear, but that clarity exists only because you have already walked it. It was foggy then too. Never forget that. Grant yourself that mercy. Embrace the person who signed that paper, who started that relationship, who said those words. They did everything they could to get you here. Their intention was survival. Stop punishing them for what they couldn't have known. Ignorance is not a crime if the knowledge did not yet exist. And your knowledge of the future had not yet been invented. The only way out of this trap is to reject the dictatorship of the outcome. A decision is not measured by its result. It is measured by the data you had at the time. You can make a brilliant decision and get a terrible result. That is simply the dance of variables you cannot touch. That bitter taste in your mouth, that weight of what if? It's grief. You are grieving the death of your desire to be perfect, to be in control. Let it die. That desire is poisoning you. Life is lived forward but understood backward. But remember, what you understand backward is mostly a lie. A coherent story you tell yourself to make sense of the pain. Put the burden down. Take those stones. I should have known. I should have seen. Take them out of your bag, one by one, and throw them off the cliff. Hear them fall. Let them shatter. You are not a prophet. You are not a time traveler. You are just a consciousness, stumbling through the dark. Stop standing before the frozen statue of your past, striking yourself with a hammer. The statue is finished. You cannot break it. But you can walk past it, look away from the rearview mirror. There is only the ghost of a road that no longer exists. The fog on the windshield is still there. You still can't see clearly ahead. And that's okay. Keep walking.